All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful, but honestly, most overlooked forces in any organization: alignment. Now, I know it can sound like just another buzzword, but today we're going to break it down, turn it into a real, practical tool that you, as a leader, can use to get your team achieving incredible results, almost effortlessly. So let's jump right in.
You know, this quote, it just hits home, doesn't it? He forced goals that weren't his and felt heavy. I think every single leader has seen this, maybe even felt this. It's that heavy feeling, that sense that you're just pushing against something invisible, where every little step forward feels like it takes a monumental effort. Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever had a project, maybe even a whole quarter, where everything just felt like a total slog? You look around and you know the team is brilliant, you've got the resources you need, but the work is just heavy. Well, that friction, that's not just bad luck. It's a huge red flag, a symptom of something much deeper going on. Okay, so that feeling, that heavy, pushing a boulder uphill feeling, it actually has a name. It's called misalignment. And just being able to spot it, to diagnose it, that's the critical first step to fixing it. So when we talk about that he from the quote, it's not just one person. It could be your entire team. It's any group that's working on goals that are just disconnected from their real purpose. You've seen it, right? Maybe it's a sales team chasing a quota that actually hurts customer relationships in the long run, or an engineering team pouring months into a feature that doesn't really serve the company's core mission. That disconnect, it's like a hidden tax on everything. It creates this mental drag on the whole system, where people are constantly having to second-guess themselves and try to make sense of conflicting signals. All right, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? What does the opposite of all that friction and heaviness feel like? Well, in a word, momentum. Now, let's flip the script. This quote, this is the goal. The she here, she represents the state we are all trying to get to. And listen, this isn't about working less. It's about the work itself feeling energizing, you know? Because it's tapping into something real, something intrinsically motivating. It's that feeling of having the wind at your back, where progress just feels natural, almost inevitable. And here it is, laid out side by side. It's really two completely different worlds, isn't it? On one side, you've got forced goals, that heavy resistance, confusion, and just constant struggle. But on the other side, aligned goals, effortless momentum, crystal clear clarity, and that feeling of being in the flow. And make no mistake, this isn't just about feeling good. This is a fundamental night and day difference in how effective your team can be. Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks. What are we really talking about when we say alignment in a business? How do we make this idea something tangible, something we can actually work with?
This is so important. Alignment is not just about everyone agreeing on everything. That's groupthink. No, alignment is a state of, let's call it operational harmony. It's where the what your team is doing every single day is a perfect, direct reflection of why your team even exists in the first place.
Think about all those invisible things that just slow your team down. You know what I'm talking about. The endless debates about what the top priority is, the painful rework on projects, the friction between different departments. Alignment just dissolves all of that. When everybody is pulling in the same direction, guided by the same set of principles, all that resistance just melts away and turns into ease. And here's the other superpower of alignment. It gives everyone a shared compass for making decisions. It literally empowers every single person on your team, from the newest hire all the way up to the C-suite, to make better decisions faster. Why? Because they all deeply understand the core mission. They get the why behind the work, and let me tell you, that kind of clarity is a huge, huge accelerator. I love this line. When you do what matters, life glides. It sounds a little poetic, but in a business context, it's so true. When your team is laser-focused on the work that actually matters, the stuff that directly serves your core mission, projects don't just get finished. It feels like they glide to the finish line. All that energy that was being wasted on navigating internal politics and friction, it's now 100% focused on making progress.
Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But the big question is, how do you actually do it? How do you create this state of alignment? Let's get practical now and walk through a framework you can use as a leader. I call this the alignment loop. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful framework. It's just 3 steps. Step 1, you have to clarify your team's truth. That's your core mission, your non-negotiable values.
Step 2, you set goals and create a strategy that directly serves that mission. And Step 3, you make sure that the team's day-to-day actions and behaviors actually match up with those values. It's a continuous loop.
So think of this as your personal alignment audit. As a leader, you need to be asking these questions constantly. Let's go through them. First, is every single project on our roadmap genuinely serving the core mission, or is it just a distraction? Second, take a hard look at your team rituals, your meetings, your performance reviews. Do they actually reinforce the values you say you have? Third, and this is a big one, are you brave enough to say no to opportunities that are misaligned, even if they look shiny and exciting? And finally, does every single person on your team, down to the last one, know exactly how their individual role connects to that bigger picture?
All right, as we wrap up, I want to be crystal clear about something. This whole concept of alignment, it is not a soft skill. This is not some feel-good, nice-to-have initiative.
Here's the bottom line. If you're a leader looking for a way to get more juice out of your current team and resources, focusing on alignment will give you a bigger return on your effort than almost anything else you could do. It is a genuine performance multiplier. It makes everything else you do more effective. And this right here just says it all. Alignment is the ultimate accelerator. You know, real, sustainable speed isn't about burning people out by making them work harder or longer. True speed comes from systematically removing friction. And alignment, well, it's the ultimate friction remover.
So as a leader, this is your job. Your job is to define that truth for your team. And when you do that, and when you build a system where every single action reinforces that truth, you create a team, an organization where it feels like everything is moving for you, not against you. That heavy resistance, it's gone. And in its place is this powerful, unstoppable forward momentum.
So I'm going to leave you with this one final question. Don't let this just be an interesting idea you heard. Turn it into an action. What is the one conversation you can have this week? Maybe it's with your direct reports, a project manager, or your whole department that will move your team just one step closer to that incredible state of effortless alignment.